Hi, everybody. We have the absolute honor to be with Brooke Guy. Brooke, it is so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. Why don't you tell everybody where you work and what is it that you do?
So I work at Coastal Chevrolet Cadillac and Coastal Nissan in Pawley's Island, South Carolina, which if you don't know where that is, it's like half an hour south of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I am the general manager of our stores, but also the dealer principal of our Chevrolet Cadillac store.
Can you please tell us a little bit of how you got there? I know you had many roles over the past several years. So, how did you make it to being a dealer?
Yeah, so I'm actually part of the third generation of our family owning this store. So my grandfather founded it in 1980. So whenever I graduated college, I came here, sold cars in 2015, and I actually did not want to do this at all. I really actually tried to not do this. But my dad convinced me. So I sold cars, and then after that, I did marketing because that's what I majored in college. But then my sales manager at the time was like, Brooke, you should really try doing more. Like you have a great opportunity, all this stuff. So it's like, okay. So then I went to finance and then from there, sales management. Fell in love with the business eventually. And my dad decided to promote me about 3 years ago to general manager. Yeah. So it's really,
How's
really
it
cool.
going so far? Do you love it?
I love it. This is definitely my favorite job I've had because I do like to be the decision maker on things. And then just working with all the different facets of our business. It's like I've been in sales the whole time. So now being exposed to service, I mean, that's like the heartbeat of the store. So there's much to learn and I'm still learning every single day. So it's great. I love it.
Can I ask you, what were you doing before you got in sales back in 2015, 2016?
Yeah, so I had graduated college in like 2014, and I actually took a semester to go intern abroad. I interned in Dublin, Ireland, and went into the hotel industry, which wasn't really my choice. It was just kind of like I got paired there, right? So I was doing marketing there and loved Dublin, but I absolutely hated the hotel industry because it's worse than the car business for hours. Like I was working all the time even though it was an internship. I never actually got to hang out with the people I was in this like group with. And it kind of just exposed me to this, I'd had other jobs, but like I was like, okay, check off the box. Like I'm definitely not doing that.
Mhm.
But I was just pretty much a student. I worked part time at the dealerships over the summers, but I had different kind of jobs throughout. But really, I mean, that was my first full time job.
All right. Do you remember when you first started as a salesperson? Do you remember what was your biggest challenge that you had to overcome? What was the hardest thing about it right off the bat?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was very shy, which is kind of contradicting. You can't be shy and sell cars, but I was. So just talking to people, like it literally scared me to death. Like saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing or whatever, because I was so shy for a long time. I didn't really have like what you would call a backbone. And so it was just honestly the best and worst thing for me because I was so fearful every single day, but it made me stronger, it made me better. And it ultimately led to like me overcoming those fears and then stepping into the roles that I had afterwards.
Do you remember a story from back in the day that kind of will paint a picture for what it was like for you as a shy person?
So, I mean, there were times where I would see people on the lot and didn't want to go talk to them. Like I would just let someone else take them. And my sales manager, who's actually our GSM now, he would like sit me down and he was just like, Brooke, like you have to talk to people. You can't let these, like, you can't do this if, you're just going to let people go. And then more funny was, you go through sales training, right? And typically it's like 2 weeks. Well, I wanted to do it for like a month, and I think I got to almost a month. And then he also sat me down. He's like, "You will never know the answer to every single question. You will never know the answer to every single objection. Like you at some point have to put yourself out there and like sink or swim." And I was like, "What? No, I need to know everything." But obviously you don't know everything until you get the experience to do it.
Did you have mentors that helped you along the way?
Yeah, so Ben, my now GSM, who was my sales manager, mentored me a lot. He helped me tremendously through a lot of things. My dad kind of was, and then my cousin, we were on the sales floor together. So he actually went to like a Grant Cardone conference at some point and brought it back, like the information he learned. And that's ultimately what got me to change my mind on working in the car business because I was like, wow, the opportunity here is amazing. My fear is like just in my head. I just need to learn to overcome and like I can do anything. And that was honestly what catapulted me to finally get out of my own way.
Tell me more about that. What kind of lessons did he bring back that blew your mind?
So this is pretty funny. We laugh about it till this day. So my cousin and I sold cars together. And, in the car business, like you don't really take lunch, right? Like you eat at your desk or whatever. We would eat lunch every day at this little Mexican restaurant and complain about how much our lives sucked, which they didn't. But we were just miserable, negative people, which is crazy to think about now because like I am the complete opposite of that. But we did that. And then he went to that conference because I think he knew like, hey, I'm meant for something more, right? So it was a Grant Cardone 10X Growth Conference. And he came back and he had like this much like notes. And he's like, Brooke, you need to hear this stuff. So he sat me down in our conference room. And that was like the first time I realized like everything is in my control as far as like my mindset, my work ethic, like all of these things. And, honestly, like if I'm going to be completely honest with myself, when I started, I was a typical dealer kid, entitled, didn't really have to like have anything hard going on in my life, but thought I did, like completely just spoiled, to be honest. And that really opened my mind and really gave me a lot of humility because if I was ever going to run this place, like I'm not going to be that way. I'm never going to be that way. My dad always taught me to never be that way, but obviously like we are our own persons and have to go through our own battles. And so that is what I'm just like so grateful for that because it helped me like see what the reality was of the truth.
Can you picture somebody listening to this interview right now who has the same attitude that you just mentioned having back then? The entitled, life sucks, everything sucks in here. Can you like look straight into the camera and just tell them what you really want to say to them?
I would say that everything's up to you. So your mindset's up to you, how your circumstances are up to you. Like you could get in a car accident tomorrow and it be that person's fault, but maybe take it into perspective that you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because when you do that, right? Like you are setting you are saying I'm in control of the situation instead of reacting to the situation. You're just like, no, I'm just going to be flat. I'm going to be even keeled about this. And ultimately, the way that you react to things is up to you. It is not your circumstances. You see people every day who have far worse things like hardships that they've gone through, like all these things, and they rise above it. And it just shows me that, like, it's truly your mind. Everything is your mind. So if you can build a strong mind, strong foundation, nothing can bother you. Like, nothing can stop you from the dreams and the goals that you have.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, I love that. Can I ask you, now that you've been on the side of hiring people for these positions, and in this channel we really speak to women for the most part, um, what do you think is the biggest misconception that saleswomen have as soon as they start the job that you feel like needs to be dispelled right away? Before we hear the answer to that really juicy question from our guest, I wanted to tell you how I found her, how she ended up on this video in this interview. I found her on TikTok because she had a strong presence, because she was using the right hashtags, because she knew what she was doing. And that is how your customers find you. That is how you establish your authority in the marketplace. That is how car salespeople make their mark and take control of their careers, by being online. And you need to be on TikTok if you're not already. My name is Ina. I'm the AutoSocialGal, and I'm a social media strategist for car salespeople, for car dealerships. And I have helped hundreds of people with their online presence over the past decade. And now, for the first time ever, I have created a Mastering TikTok for Car Sales course that you can have right now and learn everything I know about how to show up on TikTok, attract your right customers, and also make the experience be right for you. It doesn't have to be silly dances. It doesn't have to be complicated scripts or skits. It can be whatever you want it to be. And in this course, I really put everything that I know so that you can have the kind of presence that is going to make you go from unknown to unforgettable, so that people want to drive 2 hours out of their way to come and buy cars from you. I have you with the list of equipment that you need, with all of the TikTok features. I am going to show you exactly around the app. I'm going to show you how to simplify the analytics process. You don't have to know everything right off the bat to be successful. I'm going to show you how to stand out with your unique personality. I'm going to show you the viral examples so that they inspire you and you know exactly what to post, and so much more. And all of this can be yours right now. And I want to give you a very special $15 off code. The price of the course is going to keep changing. I just put this out there and the price is going to continue to increase. So don't rest thinking that the price is going to stay the same, and grab this code right here for your $15 off, no matter what the price of the course is. Just code this QR code, take a picture of this QR code, or go to autosocialgal.com/TT for TikTok, get it? And use the code YTGals. That stands for YouTube Gals, so that I know you came from this video and you're coming from here. It's all in that QR code. If you go to autosocialgal.com/TT, it already has the code baked into it, and you can go and grab it right now, because I want to see you on TikTok so that I can go and invite you to be on this YouTube channel, elevate your authority, and inspire others. All right, now let's go back to the interview.
I think for women, especially, we can get intimidated by men. Some people are not like that, some people are very confident in themselves. But I think most women are not, because I mean, you literally are surrounded by men in this business, unless like someone's done a really great job of hiring women, which I know some people that have. But you can do anything a man can do. I mean, point blank, like we're all human beings. As like again, your work ethic defines you, not your gender or whatever you've been through or anything like that. Like you have the opportunity every single day to get after it and make stuff happen. And like females do so well in this business. That's what's like the misconception, right? Is that I just think like women think that this, we have bad information about this business. We think it's one way when in reality it's not. And it depends on where you work. But like we, for instance, like we accept all people. Like we want women to work here, and we empower those women to do what needs to be done. And I think people are just scared because they're like, oh, I don't want to be a sleazy car salesperson. But you're not. You're helping people. You're finding out what their needs and wants are, and you're ultimately delivering a service and a product that meets those wants and needs. And especially women, we listen better. We have more empathy typically, and that's why it's a great industry. I wish more women would be in it, to be quite honest.
Love that. If somebody's listening right now who joined a new dealership, and probability wise, like statistically speaking, they're probably going to be the only woman on the floor at their store. Like that, this is a very, very common occurrence. And they're feeling a little bit intimidated, right? And they're struggling to fit into their team. Maybe they're hearing things in the dealership that, have made them uncomfortable. They don't really know how to handle this, right? What would be your advice to them? What is the biggest lesson they can get out of this?
I would say if you're like the only female in the store, find other females in the business through social media. There are so many of us. And, yeah, it can feel very lonely when you are the only female. It's a little different for me because like my cousin, we're close and we work together. So it is my family's business. But if you truly like are starting somewhere, you don't know anybody, you're mostly working with men, like reach out to women online. There's so many ways to make connections because they can help you. They know they've already been through it. They can help you to be bold. They can help you to overcome whatever it is as a female in the industry and just kind of be like a mentor to you. I mean, and there's tons of groups out there, but that's what my biggest advice, and kind of wish what I had back then. It was, I'm sure it was there, but I didn't really like seek it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully we're putting a little bit of a needed product out there, a needed community out there with the Auto Social Gals. And I'm really grateful that you're here and inspire everybody to really find this community and find people that are going through the same thing. Um, I'm gonna shift gears a little bit. I'm gonna ask you if you have a favorite customer story.
Favorite customer story. There's like tons of stories with customers. Unfortunately, some of them are like not like positive, but I'm trying to think. So I'll just share one recently. We have a customer who's been buying cars from us for so many years. And she actually kind of had a bad experience in our Nissan store. And she reached out to my cousin and all this stuff. And, we ended up ultimately covering the item for her. But she was literally going to stop coming here, but she always bakes us freshly baked brownies every time she comes in. So when she's buying a car, when she's servicing her car, and sometimes when it was just like a holiday or something, she'd just bring brownies in. So after that, we got to get the brownies again. And but and then like right now, her daughter's going through a battle with cancer, and we sent her flowers. Just it's like you have to like remember that these people are human beings, and I think sometimes we can forget that because it's so transactional and we do this every single day. And so it's just like you get in the monotony of it. But it's like that, put yourself in the customer's shoes, right? Like it's their first time buying a car in like 7 years, or, they're nervous about coming to the dealership because maybe they had a bad experience somewhere else. And so you have to ultimately like be of service to them all the time. And that's kind of what I try to do every day is just sometimes we might not come to a solution, but most of the time, I think I can make a customer walk out of here and feel good about doing business here.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
have advice for customers?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would just, it's the same thing, right? We are also human beings. We are not out here to get you. We are not out here to make your life miserable. And especially at our store, I mean, we're family owned and operated. We have very like big core values, and I'm a woman of faith, so I truly believe in treating people the way you want to be treated. And so if you're not having a great experience, tell somebody. Don't go out there and bash people and put it online and all that. Like give us an opportunity to make it right because everybody deserves that, and we may not get it right every time. We're human beings too. So just have grace because we need that with each other now more than ever. And I feel like people are so impatient they can't give grace, but like that's the biggest thing that we all need.
I love that. Um, Switching gears one last time, how important do you think is social media for car sales?
Oh, it's like vital. I mean, if you're not doing it, you're behind. And I try to encourage our sales staff to get on there, but that's a whole nother story. But I specifically just was like, I believe in it so much that I'm just going to do it myself. And because I want to get our dealership on the map, it's not just about this small little town that we live in, right? It's about how many people can we reach. So it's free. Like, why wouldn't you? It's like, I mean, really, it's the best thing ever.
Well, you have a lot of car salespeople listening right now. What would you tell them to encourage them to get on social media?
So I went through a journey last year of posting every day on Facebook, right? Because that's where my biggest audience was. And, every social channel is different. So I'd encourage people to know the difference between each channel and know your audience. And so through that, I learned because I actually took 3 years off of Facebook, all social media. I didn't post, I didn't do anything because I wanted to be like, it honestly, like it sucks you in. Like, let's just be honest. But I realized, like, as a business owner, it is absolutely 100% necessary, and I have a voice, and it should be shared. And so, from doing that every single day for a year, I sold cars from it. I got business from it. Like, I made connections I would have never made. People were like, it was crazy. People would come up to me, like, when I saw them in public, and be like, "I love so much what you're doing," but like, those people never commented on my stuff. I was like, comment on it. But it's like they would tell me in person, and I was like, this is actually making a difference. So then, like 50 days ago, for like a couple years, one of my friends kept telling me to get on TikTok, and I was just like, no, like I don't know, blah blah blah. And so finally, I talked to him and realized saw his success. And for the last 2 years, it's blown up tremendously. He was telling me how many sales that his dealership has had, and I was like, that's that's crazy. So I committed to posting 2 days, or 2 times a day, every day for an indefinite period of time, I suppose. And I've had like 2 days ago, right? I have 8 applicants for a job right now. I have people just like now I'm at the point. I told my husband this morning, I was like, I'm starting to get overwhelmed with the amount of notifications I'm getting for all this stuff. And I'm not even like blowing up like yet, right? But it's like, wow, get on social media and just start somewhere. It doesn't have to be like a new channel. Like start with what you're familiar with. Like I was familiar with Facebook. So start there. Get used to talking to people. Get used to talking on your phone, on the camera. Like don't be shy. Like you're not going to be perfect the first time. Post it anyways because you'll go back and you'll see how much you've grown. And if you don't take that leap, you're never going to get anywhere in life. So using social media is like vital. And then so try that. And then as you get more comfortable, TikTok 100% is like the biggest success I've ever seen. And I've only been doing it for like 50 days. So how much better is it going to be in like 100 days? It blows my mind, literally blows my mind.
Yeah, it's insane. When I first came to the automotive industry, I did my research. I'm like, okay, where are the automotive influencers? Where are they posting? And if you just compare the same person, the same content on Instagram and on TikTok, TikTok by far like is it shoots their brand out there by like tenfold versus other platforms. It's insane. Their algorithm is just very, very sophisticated. Like it knows who to show this stuff to. So, what is your favorite social media hack that you'd like to share?
Okay, so for TikTok specifically, you have to do content in segments, right? So like today I'm gonna spend like say 30 minutes to an hour just gathering content because if I've been doing it every day where I'm doing it on the fly and it can get a little overwhelming because if you have other stuff going on and like you're committed to doing two a day, some days you're going to be just posting something just to get it out there and it's not that great. So if you spend the time and energy, say in 1 hour, like 3 times a week, just gathering content and building like a bank of content, then you're going to be a lot less overwhelmed. It'll already be there. You can easily just post it. And second kind of hack is a lot of people are using like the TikTok scheduling app. And I've actually found if you post it, like just keep it in your drafts and post it live, it performs better. Every time I would post it from a scheduled one, it like flopped. And I was like, what the heck? And then I would repost it and it would do better. Like, what the? Nobody understands the algorithm, but it's like you will start to figure it out once you kind of start getting in there. So those would be my two pieces of advice.
That's a very good tip. Okay, so finally, I want you to picture that I'm putting you on a stage and the stadium is filled with car saleswomen. What is your big message to them today?
Oh my goodness, it's such a big question. Wow, a room full of car saleswomen. I would say, in this business, the sky is the limit because it truly is. You can, if you want to own a dealership one day, you can do it. If you want to be in management one day, you can do it. If all you want to do is just sell a bunch of cars, like great. But know your goal, know your why, and make sure you live it every single day because, especially when sales, you can get so stuck in like the monotony of it. But if you know why you're doing this every single day, the moment that customer's mad at you or you didn't sell a car that day or whatever, like you have the bigger picture in mind, right? You're like, you know your why and write it down every day because that is ultimately what's going to remind you of why you're doing this. And that's really what it's all about, right? Like for anybody, you have to know why you're doing the things you're doing so you'll live a fulfilled life.
Thank you so much for this, Brooke. Brooke Guy, principal dealer and general manager, can you please tell us where to go and follow you, where to go and find you, where to go buy cars from you?
Yes. So, um, again, we're in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. So, find us on social media. We're Coastal Saves is most of our like dealership social accounts. My TikTok is called Brooks Daily Drive. I don't even remember what the handle is. I don't, it's just I'm posting on there. And that's pretty much where you can find me. Like my Instagram and Facebook is just kind of like my local community and whatnot, but that's where I'm at. So make sure you go check out my stuff. It's fun.
And we're going to put all the links below. So, Brooke, again, thank you so much for doing this with us. I wish you so much success. And I think women who end up working for you and anybody ends up working for you is just so lucky. It sounds like you guys have a really good thing going on. So, thank you so much for sharing all of your wisdom with us today.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.